Hey guys, don't mind me, I'm just waiting for my video. And Ellie's, and Kelsey's, and some of Katie's, but mostly mine. I enjoyed Jane's though. Seriously guys, this is a big issue. About 2 people are doing videos per week. It's really not good. I don't care how ill you are, Kelsey. I nearly said Katie there. You're always ill. Have you got the world's worst immune system? Don't think I'm trying to be a hater or anything. I just worried because I know that I have a friend who did one of these collab channels and slowly everyone started to evaporate except her. And it's kind of what's happening to Jane and actually Katie as well, because Katie's actually done a couple of videos, whilst me, Ellie and Kelsey have just disappeared into the oblivion. Ellie, when she does a video, makes one that makes no sense. Apart from her. It only makes sense to her. So, Ellie, you know what you said about you not having time to watch our videos? I don't care. It's a bit inconsistent that we're all talking about, I don't know, our favourite chocolate or our favourite shoe, and then you start reading a story. As lovely as the story was, I really enjoyed your story, I really liked it, but it's not to do with the theme. Okay, I'll stop now. Okay? Jane, I'm really sorry. This is a really bad start to your new job as Thursday, and you're doing so well. And Charlie, I'm sure, who's watching over us, is very ashamed right now and wants us to repent. And I fully repent. I don't expect to be forgiven. I'll give you a cookie. Trying to do a video here, Martin. Leave me alone! Since we're so bad at keeping our timetable, I think the best way to get around this thing of people not knowing what to say is for us to abandon the whole thing of people taking turns at each week, and us instead kind of doing a little email meeting on Saturday or Sunday to work out what we're going to talk about. So I can announce it on the Monday and then it can just go through the week. And we won't get confused, and if someone misses their video, which they hopefully won't do as much again after this and my rather unnecessary rant. I've forgotten where I was going with this now. Hopefully that will just work better. I think you'll agree that most of us are in need of severe punishment, and we will take note of that. I mean, I'm going abroad next week, so I'm sure I can think of several humiliating things for my punishment, because God knows I need one. I told my dad about how quite a few of us have kind of abandoned doing videos for the past few weeks, and he said, well, surely you're worried about the masses of people contemplating suicide now, and I'm really worried for you. Don't do it. Please don't do it. We love you. I wanted to tell you guys about is the podcast that Ellie and I do, Awfully Good Radio, which you should check out, by the way, out there. It's not being cancelled, but we have the kind of system that we do one episode every fortnight, so that we have at least a few weekends where we don't have to meet up and stare at each other's faces, which is just painful sometimes, particularly for Ellie, because she has to stare at my face and I look like the moon. We were scheduled to do one last week, and I had an MUN conference. I'll explain what that is later for those who don't know. And we couldn't do it. And so I asked Ellie, would you mind doing one on your own this week? She didn't do one. I'm not bothered about that. It's quite hard doing one on your own, I suppose. And now I'm going on holiday, so we can't do it next weekend, and we couldn't make this weekend that just passed because Ellie was busy filling her nails, as her status said. We later found out that she was actually filing her nails. Podcast is going to have to go on hold until after half term, but it's not cancelled. Believe me, it's not cancelled, so don't panic. We need a theme! This week's theme is, what is your favourite dog? I thought this up because I just saw this dog and he was pretty badass and reminded me how badass dogs really can be. So tell me about your favourite dog that you've ever heard about or ever seen. My favourite dog was a dog that I met on holiday once. Actually, no, it wasn't me. It was a story that I heard. But anyway, someone that I knew met a dog on holiday. It wasn't on its own, it was with its owners. And they got talking about this dog. So it was a very nice dog. I think it was a Labrador. And they started talking about how it loved to join queues. And it would just, whenever it saw a queue, it would join it. The longer the better. And when he got to the end, they'd say, "Oh, what do you want?" And he'd just walk off, having thoroughly enjoyed his queue. So that's my favourite dog. Tell me about your favourite dog. Boy! Nannies, who was my nanny for many, many years when I was small, who had her second baby today, little boy called Reagan. So that's a lovely thing that's happened that I thought I'd mention. Happy birthday, Reagan! He's gonna watch this in many years' time and be so embarrassed.